Peter Pan and Alex, the courageous rescue in Neverland. Once upon a time in the magical land of Neverland, there lived a brave boy named Peter Pan. Peter was known far and wide for his remarkable flying abilities and his incredible passion for adventure. Peter's best friend was a tiny, sparkling fairy named Tinker Bell. Together, they explored every corner of Neverland and shared many delicious chocolate cakes, which were Peter's favorite dessert. But in Neverland, not everything was playful and fun. An evil pirate named Captain Hook was always scheming to capture Peter and his friends. Captain Hook had a terrifying hook for a hand and a relentless desire to outwit Peter Pan. Peter and Captain Hook were bitter enemies, and their battles were legendary throughout Neverland. One bright and sunny morning, as Peter and Tinker Bell were flying over the lush green forests and sparkling blue waters of Neverland, they noticed something was terribly wrong. The lost boys, their dear friends, had disappeared. Peter and Tinker Bell searched high and low but found no trace of them. "Tink, I think Captain Hook has taken the lost boys," Peter exclaimed, his eyes blazing with determination. Tinker Bell's tiny face showed her worry, but she nodded firmly. "We must rescue them, Peter." At this very moment, a young boy named Alex was daydreaming in his room far away from Neverland. Alex was 5 years old and loved hearing stories about Peter Pan's adventures. He often imagined himself flying through the skies of Neverland alongside Peter and Tinker Bell, facing thrilling challenges and discovering hidden treasures. As Alex's eyes grew heavy, he drifted into a deep sleep. To his amazement, he found himself soaring through the sky, guided by a trail of sparkling fairy dust. Before he knew it, he had arrived in the magical world of Neverland. Peter Pan and Tinker Bell spotted Alex and flew down to him. "Hello, Alex," Peter greeted warmly. "We need your help to rescue the lost boys from Captain Hook." Alex's eyes sparkled with excitement and determination. "I'll do my best, Peter." With Tinker Bell sprinkling fairy dust on Alex to keep him flying, the three friends set off toward Captain Hook's ship, the Jolly Roger. The ship was anchored in Skull Rock Bay, surrounded by treacherous waters and guarded by Hook's crew of fierce pirates. Peter, Tinker Bell, and Alex devised a clever plan. They would sneak onto the ship under the cover of darkness and free the lost boys from their captivity. As the sun began to set, casting an orange glow over the bay, the trio's adventure commenced. Peter led the way, flying silently with Tinker Bell and Alex close behind. They landed softly on the deck of the Jolly Roger and crept towards the hold where the lost boys were imprisoned. The ship creaked and groaned under their weight, but they skillfully avoided detection by the pirates. Just as they were about to reach the hold, they heard a menacing voice. Well, what have we here?" Captain Hook stepped out of the shadows, his hook gleaming in the dim light. Peter Pan and his little friends. Peter stood tall and fearless. "We're here to rescue the lost boys, Hook, and stop your evil plans once and for all." With a wicked grin, Captain Hook lunged at Peter with his hook. Peter dodged swiftly, and the two engaged in a fierce battle. While Peter and Hook fought, Alex and Tinker Bell worked together to unlock the hold and free the lost boys. They quietly led their friends to the deck, but their escape was cut off by Hook's crew. "We need to find another way out," Alex whispered urgently. Remembering his favorite adventure stories, Alex had an idea. "Follow me." He led the lost boys and Tinker Bell to a lifeboat and began lowering it into the water. Just as they were about to escape, Captain Hook caught sight of them. "Not so fast," Hook roared, leaving Peter to chase after them. In that moment, Peter gathered all his courage and flew straight at Hook, grabbing him by the collar and lifting him off the ground. "You won't harm my friends, Hook," Peter declared. With a mighty effort, Peter threw Captain Hook into the water, where the hungry crocodile, Tick-Tock, was waiting. The terrified Hook swam for his life, leaving the Jolly Roger under Peter's control. The lifeboat, now filled with the lost boys and Alex, rowed safely to shore, where they were greeted by Peter and Tinker Bell. "You were incredible, Alex," Peter praised. "Your bravery and quick thinking saved the day." Alex beamed with pride. "I couldn't have done it without you, Peter." Friendship and courage made all the difference. The lost boys cheered, and Tinker Bell showered them with sparkling fairy dust, celebrating their victory. That night, they enjoyed a grand feast of chocolate cake and shared stories of their daring rescue. As the moon rose high in the sky, Alex knew it was time to return home. Peter and Tinker Bell thanked him for his help and promised that they would always be friends. With a sprinkle of fairy dust, Alex found himself gently flying back to his room. As he lay down in his bed, Alex knew that the lessons of courage and friendship would stay with him forever. He closed his eyes, dreaming of more adventures in Neverland, knowing that he would always be welcome in that magical world. And so, dear Alex, remember that bravery and friendship can conquer any challenge, just like Peter Pan and Tinker Bell taught us. Sweet dreams, and may your heart always be filled with the magic of Neverland.
Created by a kid and their parent using Talebot, click the link in the video description to create your own story.